Hey, hey, hey. Hey, we from the city. We from the city. We from the city. Hey, I said.
It looks like you lost another one.
We from the city. Shit ain't too pretty. Banging like John McRae.
Well, welcome to the Bitter Dads Podcast. I'm Rad.
And I'm Ivan.
What's up, brother? How's everything?
Man, everything's good, man. Another day. Just excited to get episode 2 knocked out. But yo, bro, let me pivot on something real quick. So, all right. So, me and him, we had this debate off of camera. So we figured we'll bring it on camera. So, I have somebody that I know who's dog sitting pretty much, right? So he's dog sitting. The person that he's dog sitting for, they're out of the country, so they're kind of hard to get in contact with. So he's walking the dog, right? The dog gets attacked by something. We don't know what it is. It was late. It was at nighttime, and the dog came back gushing blood through the ear. So he took the dog to the ER, right? Dog got stitched up, got sedated, whole nine. Now, he couldn't get in contact with the dog owner, so he ended up paying the bill. My question to you guys is, who is responsible for this bill? Is it the dog owner who's outside the country, or the dog sitter who's watching the dog for the 2 months that they're outside the country?
Now I'm on your ass.
Here we go.
Because you didn't say it right at all.
I mentioned the whole thing.
No, you didn't. You just said he walked the dog.
Yeah, he walked the dog. He took the dog.
Let me get to it
He
because
took
he's
the dog
telling
to the
stories.
park. All right, listen. He
He
took
took
the dog to the
the
park.
woods.
To the wood. It's like it's a park, but it has some woods. Every night, he typically takes the dog off the leash and lets the dog run out. Never had a problem before. In this one incident, he takes the dog off the leash. The dog does what he does pretty much every night because that's what he's used to. Somehow gets attacked by something. What he got attacked by, we don't know. He doesn't know. It was dark. He heard the dog crying. Sounded like he was, fighting with something else, and then he came back all bloodied up. That's the story.
And you feel like the owner of the dog should have to repay your neighbor for paying for the surgery.
Absolutely.
And I say bullshit.
And this is why. Hear me out.
So
I'm gonna say my side. He's gonna say his side.
you want to say your side first?
Yeah, I'll say my side. So you can. Yeah. So my thing is, all right. So I'm watching your dog. Okay. I'm not charging you for watching him. He's staying here for free, mind you. You can take this to a dog sitter. You can take him to like one of them places you can leave overnight, whatever, and pay probably thousands of dollars while you're out 2-3 months.
No, we're good.
It's probably expensive. I don't know how much it is. I'm just throwing a number out. Also, I'm paying for the food. So I'm paying for shelter and food. I'm not asking you for a dime. The dog has to be walked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It has to go out. Has to, use the bathroom, things like that. It's not going to go in my house. So if the dog gets injured, how is that falls on me for me to pay?
You done?
I'm done.
So, when he first talked about the story about his neighbor allowing his dog off the leash to walk around, he didn't tell you what time it was. It was 11:30 at night. Pitch black outside. The neighbor is under influence, right? So he allows the dog off the leash in the woods, not knowing what's in the woods at all, right? The dog gets attacked. This is all on the neighbor's time, bro. Granted, no, the owner of the dog isn't paying you to stay with the dog, but your neighbor he gave his house up for that dog.
Okay.
He said, "Yo, I'll just take the dog," so he'll save them money from giving it to whoever stays with a dog, right? A pet watcher or whatever you want to call them, right? So your neighbor goes to them, "Hey, I'll take your dog for however many months you're going to be away." Your neighbor walks the dog to the park with a leash on, gets to the park at 11:30 at night. It's dark as hell. And I let the dog off the leash and the dog gets attacked. That's on your neighbor. That isn't the owner of the dog's fault that the dog got attacked. That was the neighbor's fault that the dog got attacked. So I feel like the neighbor should have to pay for that. It's just like I told you. If I'm going out of the country and I leave you my car, or whatever the case, I don't even have to be out of the country. You're having issues with your car. You ask me if you could borrow my car. And I say, yeah, you drive my car, crash it, right? You pay for it to get fixed, and you expect me to reimburse you the money after you crash my car.
But all right. So I didn't interrupt you. So can I talk on that, or you still got?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So that example, you can't use that example. So
That's a perfect example.
it's not, and I'll tell you why. If you leave the car to me, all right, I'm watching your car. Now, if you tell me, yo, Ivan, don't drive the car, just let it sit, and I take that car and joyride, I take full responsibility if that car gets in an accident, 100%. I take ownership of that because you specifically told me, yo, let it sit. You know what I mean? Don't drive it. Just watch it. I just don't feel comfortable in my neighborhood. Just take it. Now, if I take it without you knowing and I crash it, I take full responsibility. Different scenario. Now, if you tell me like, yo, Ivan, I need you to turn on the car once a week, take it for like a 10-minute drive, you know, because I just don't want the battery to die or whatever, the car to get messed up. Maybe do it 2 times a week, okay? So now you're telling me that I have to do this. Now, anything from there on, if a car hits me or I get in an accident, it's not on me. It's on you. 100%.
How do you believe this?
How not? It would never happen. It wasn't in my possession. Now you're telling
Exactly.
me, if you're telling me that, yo, Ivan, you have to do this, you got to take the responsibility that comes with it. That's the same thing with a dog. If the dog needs to be walked,
Right.
the dog has to be walked.
Okay, the owner didn't tell Joe, yo, walk the dog at night off the leash. Whose fault is that?
The dog
Whose
still
fault is
has
that?
to be walked.
Whose
Now,
fault is it? Just answer that.
whether it was on the leash or not, he does it all the time. Typically there's nothing there for the most part, besides this one incident. It's the same thing. Like, okay, the dog has to be walked. What happened if? And it's the same thing. Like if he's on the leash and gets attacked by another dog and gets injured,
Then that's different because you're with the dog
but
while it gets attacked.
It's still
He was not
it's
with the
still
dog.
It's still an accident, and that's what I'm trying
On
to
your
get at.
hands.
Right? I'm not responsible. I'm just dog sitting.
Exactly. You're not responsible enough to walk around with a dog on a leash.
But
You were irresponsible with allowing this dog to walk at night off the leash.
listen, when you got to take responsibility. If you're given something in your care, anything that happens from there, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? It's on you.
No.
100%.
Yo, I would love everybody to
100%.
comment on whose fault is it? Is it I said at the most, I feel like the owner should go half. At the most. You think the owner should go full blown, pay the whole thing,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I said at the most, the owner should just pay half. If not anything, nothing. Because at that point, one, like I said, you came to me. I didn't come to you. You came to me.
No. It was the other way around.
So they came to him and was like, yo, can you watch my dog?
Yes. Yep.
So when we was talking upstairs, I said he offered his home. And you said, yeah.
So yeah, they came to him and asked him if he can watch the dog. So he said, yeah. And he'd be like, you know what? I want to get a dog. This is perfect for me because this is kind of, I can see if I can have my job, work my job, and still be able to, because he work overnights. So, and see if he's a single dad. He's by himself. So it's a lot on his plate. So he wanted to see this as a test run as well. So, but yeah, they came to him.
Still, I feel like he did the irresponsible thing with walking that dog at night, regardless if he usually does that or not. That was irresponsible of him, having to walk that dog without the leash in the woods. You don't know what the hell is out there in the woods. You got deer in the woods. You got raccoons. I remember at the point in time, there was black bear in there. It was just, You don't know what's in the woods. It could be rabbit, dogs, it's anything. You allowing this dog just to roam around free, even though the dog comes back to you. You're allowing the dog to roam around free without you knowing what's going on in those woods. And when it comes back to you, you don't notice it's bleeding until you're in front of your house.
So, all right. So let me touch on this, right? You feel as though like the owner should go half, right? Is that what you're saying? Half of
At the most.
the most.
half.
Okay. So if that's the case, right? I need money for housing your pet and all the meals, the big bags that I'm buying. You got to reimburse me, and going forward, you have to pay for it.
But I feel like that should have been established from the beginning.
It was established. He said
that we're going to go ahead. I mean, they
no,
were
no.
gonna pay
He
for
said he said I'll take care of it. I'll you don't have to pay me anything. I'll pay for the food. He said that. But at the same time, if you come to me to watch your pet and he gets injured, I'm not charging you anything. That shouldn't fall on the dog sitter. It shouldn't. You got to eat that. It's a liability. You got to pay for that. It's either that or he could have been a scumbag and let that dog bleed out because the dog was gushing blood. It was like a crime scene in front of my house.
So let me tell you this, right? So if that was the case, and he allowed the dog to bleed out, the dog passes away, whatever the case.
I'm glad he didn't, by the way.
No, absolutely, he did the
that
right
would've
thing.
been the
He
scumbag
did the
move.
absolute right thing to taking it to the ER.
Yeah.
But if it bled out
Yep.
and died on his hands on his time,
Yep.
right? And that owner takes him to court, who do you think is winning that case?
Let me ask you this.
Just answer that question. real
No,
quick.
let me ask you this. So, who's to say we live in a time where, let's be real, inflation is real, everything is super expensive, and people are not making enough money? What happens if he didn't have that money? He didn't have that liquid cash.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? What happened if he was broke? He had $0 to his name. Then what? That dog would have bled out.
Or he's gonna have to apply for some health insurance for that dog.
You know, and that's what it comes down to, right? Luckily, he was a good person, you know, and he was able to, fortunate that he had money, that he was able to do this. But I'm just saying, if it was a person who didn't have, you know, any income, or you know, didn't have, you know, money, you know, and
The means to pay for it.
yeah, then what? The dog would have bled out. Then whose fault is that?
It's still his fault.
Dude,
It happened on his time, bro. That's his fault. He
I
should've
understand.
known-
So
Yo,
okay, so let me ask you this: he's walking the dog on the leash. Dog gets attacked. Same thing. I still have no money. Who's responsible for that? And by the way,
nobody's at that. But listen,
He
but
called it like-
you're trying to find loopholes.
there's no loopholes. It's
100% is
talking.
one that's being responsible because he's walking the dog on a leash. If it gets attacked, then what can he do about that, right?
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Dog got
No, it doesn't. It's not the same thing.
Dog got attacked.
It's not the same thing because if he's walking that dog off the leash, he's not seeing what's going on with this dog. He's not knowing where this dog is. He don't know what's around the dog, what type of animals are out there to attack the dog. He doesn't know, so that's being irresponsible. Walking the dog on a leash is responsible. If it gets attacked, then that's understandable. All right, I'm gonna need some type of reimbursement. I'm gonna need some type of money or whatever the case is. But him being irresponsible, now, just for shits and giggles,
Yeah.
because a
This is all
dog.
talk, so I like it.
For a dog
Yeah.
is a lot of people's children.
Right.
So if someone was walking your child, right,
Mm-hmm.
and at that moment they were walking your child and they turned around and weren't paying attention to your child, and your child got hit by a car or got attacked by a dog, whose fault is that?
It's
And
hard.
whose
to
fault
say.
is that?
Dogs are depending on the dog is like, if they attack you,
Can you answer my question?
whether you were paying attention or not, things can happen in a blink of an eye. A dog is an animal, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna snap and they're gonna attack. You know what I
Can you
mean?
answer my question?
So you're telling me
Can you answer my question?
even if the person was paying attention, it's still gonna happen regardless. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, but then it wouldn't be their fault if they were paying
So
attention.
if I take my eye off of it for the kid for 1 second,
and it gets
really,
and a kid walks in the street and gets hit by a car, whose fault is that? Is that your fault or is it the person driving?
you know, but it's hard to say.
That's
man, because
terrible.
It's
That's terrible.
it's
That's terrible that you cannot sit here with a straight face and answer that question straight. Honestly,
You comparing? I'm
no.
sorry. Listen,
A dog is
I'm not.
a dog is a.
I'm not.
is a-
I'm not a pet owner. So
I am.
let's put that. So I
I
could
am.
care less about animals. I'm not. I wouldn't. Me personally, it's gonna sound insensitive, and I'm sorry. I would never compare an animal to a child or a human being. I would never do that.
But a lot of
That's
people,
just me personally.
their pet is their child.
I
A lot of
hear
people,
you,
their pet
but
is their child. I'm a pet owner. I've always been a pet owner, and I'm also a father. If you were with my child, walking with my child, and you took your eyes off of my child, and my child walked in the middle of the street and got hit by a car or got attacked by an animal, that is 100% on you. That's your fault because I left the responsibility with you to watch my child.
I get it. But like the animal
You
is
know you're
gonna
gonna lose this.
no, the animal is gonna attack regardless. Even if I'm paying attention, you're damn if you do, damn if you don't, and that's what I'm trying to get at.
No,
Whether if you have eyes on this kid, can you less sustain the wounds? Absolutely, yeah.
no, you could pick the kid up and get it away from the dog.
Bro, I can show you multiple videos where parents pick up their children and get still attacked by pit bulls and they still getting attacked.
But why
And
you
the
gotta say
kids
pit
still
bulls?
get
They're
injured.
just dogs, period.
Just well, I'm just saying I see pit bulls the most of the videos I watch. But I'm just saying like it's just the kid gets injured regardless. And
You know
that's
you're
what I'm
gonna
trying
lose
to
this.
get at. How am I losing this?
You're gonna lose this.
That's
like,
fine,
I-
but that's just my view. This is up for debate. That's just my view on things.
But your view is terrible
How?
because you look at it as an insurance seller.
no.
100%. You're looking at it as an insurance seller. This is what you
Listen.
do for your occupation. This is what you do for a living. So you're looking at it as insurance. You're looking at it, bro, it's terrible because people have dogs or cats or what birds, whatever, and they have them as that's their child.
I get that.
So if I leave my child with you, whether it's a dog or a human, I'm expecting you to actually pay attention to my child.
So my thing is, that's me personally now. If I was in that situation, I was dog sitting, and this situation happened to me, and I put out the money to get this dog fixed, up and running, whatever, the whole nine. Now, if the person tells me like, "Yo, I'm not paying that," cool, I'll take it. Fuck it, whatever, I'll pay for it. Going forward, I'm gonna send you an invoice now. You fucked up.
What you mean going forward? What?
Going forward, yeah, I'm gonna
you
charge
think?
you. I'm gonna charge you for shelter.
But you think
I'm
another?
gonna charge you for food, which I wasn't.
What you talking about for the remainder of the time
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
had the dog?
yeah. I'm
Oh, yeah.
charged all that. If not, somebody got to pick this dog up ASAP.
Well, that,
Simple as that.
he
Now,
could-
now you got to deal with it. Now you're in another country.
well, yeah, that's just what you
Simple.
do. But on the same note, bro, you can't sit here with a full heart. Well, you don't give a damn about animals.
I don't
anyway,
care
so,
about animals.
So which sucks.
100%. A kid. If a kid gets, yeah, that's on me. It'll be on the person in general. If you take your eyes off a kid and they run in the street, that's on you. 100%.
Same thing as a dog.
I'm not trying to sound insensitive.
It's
but
not.
I would
I'm not.
never,
I am not
I would never
comparing. Listen,
compare.
I am not comparing
child
a
to
dog
an
and a
animal. I just would never
child.
do that.
I am
That's
not
just to me,
comparing.
it's
Listen,
crazy.
you're trying to find a way.
I'm not
You're trying to spin it.
I'm not
listen,
spinning nothing.
But that's
I
what
am
you're trying to
not-
do. Listen,
That's just me personally.
listen. I'm not trying to compare an animal and a child at
can't do
all,
But you
right.
did.
but I didn't.
You
I
went
am,
right to that. But you did.
But that's not comparing. What I'm saying is,
What do you mean that's not
yo,
comparing? the whole
what
time?
I'm saying, people have animals that they consider their children.
Right.
So will you allow your child with a person who's not going to pay attention to them?
But is that not comparing to the situation that happened?
And
With-
you have to compare that because if they're looking
But
at
you
it
just
like,
said you
but
weren't
if,
comparing.
But if they're looking at it as this
Make
is
it
my
make
child,
sense.
bro.
Come on,
At the end
chat.
of the
Listen,
day,
chat.
listen.
I want to see the
I need
comments. on
comments.
this. Yeah, yeah.
100%.
My man just said he's not comparing. I'm trying to deflect, but I'm making points
He's
here.
deflecting. He deflected the entire conversation.
Not at all. I
The
made
entire
valid
debate.
points.
No,
you
you're-
can't compare a child to an animal. I'm sorry, you can't.
Bro, it's a guarantee there's going to be 99-1 on my side.
Yeah, they're probably all animal lovers or have animals.
Or they're just realist.
Nah. No way.
You're not a
no
realist.
way.
That's not a realist.
Dude, if
Thought.
I'm not charging you for anything, not a dime, and the dog gets injured on my watch, you got to eat that. You left the responsibility to me. You came to me to watch this dog.
But whose fault is it that you're not charging?
That's me looking out.
No, but whose fault is it that you're not charging?
So,
You
all
were
right,
them.
cool.
You were them.
So we're gonna
Answer
stick
that
on
question.
that.
No, just
no,
answer
that's
that
fine.
question.
So
Answer that
shame
question, though,
on
real
me
quick.
for not charging you, right? Shame on me. So now,
100%.
shame on me. But now, if you're gonna charge me when this is your dog, and I could have been a scumbag and let that dog bleed out, and I didn't, and you don't want to pay for it, shame on me. I didn't charge you, but going forward, I'm going to charge you. Pick up the dog. Pick up the dog, or pay the money.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
That's
and if,
wild to me, bro.
and if you don't agree with that, that's to me that's wild. I'm
To
sorry.
agree with what? For you them to have to pay for the remaining time?
No. If you do try to charge me, when
What are you talking about? Them charging you?
I paid for this dog to go to be sedated, to get clipped up, to then fix the ear, to stop the bleeding. I pay for that. So
You had to bite that bullet.
if I have to bite that bullet, I'll bite the bullet. Shame on me. Now you paying. Because I'm watching this dog for free. I'm paying for the food, not charging you nothing.
But that's your fault.
That's fine. Shame on
Listen,
me. So going
but if
forward, you're
if
getting charged.
If you really think about it,
Or
the
pick up the
whole situation is your fault. One, you didn't negotiate any pricing about anything for the dog to stay with you. You didn't do it. If not, they could have went on Rover or whatever that thing
To
is.
me, that sounds like the cheapest person in life.
How?
How you have a guy doing you a favor. I'm in Bangkok. I'm in a whole nother country. This guy is watching my dog, my kid, and he's not charging me anything, and I'm gonna fucking and he took my kid to the hospital, paid for it,
Because
didn't let him bleed out,
His fault.
and then I'm not gonna pay for that.
It was his fault.
It's a scumbag move.
It's not a scumbag move.
It's a scumbag
That's
move.
not a scumbag move, bro.
100%.
It's not.
I'm not, dude.
It's his
he's
fault
not
the dog
charging
got
me
attacked.
anything.
It's his fault the dog got attacked.
Listen, okay, let's say if it wasn't his fault. Once again, he's
Then
on the
I
leash.
will put the bread up.
You put the bread up.
If you were properly watching my animal the way you're supposed to,
If accidents
I'll let you. Let me
happen,
go.
bro.
Let me go.
Okay. You've been talking the whole time.
No,
I've been letting you talk.
Because you're bullshitting.
No,
You're
it's not
trying. You're
bullshit,
trying to
period.
deflect on everything,
No way. Valid
bro.
points.
If you're properly watching my animal, like the way I'm expecting you to watch my animal, 100%, I would put the money up. 100%. It's a fact.
All right.
If you're now walking my dog to a place that is super dark, it's 11:30, nothing but woods, and you take that leash off of my dog, and my dog starts to roam away, and you're just standing there not knowing what's going on, but you hear my dog sound like it's fighting. When the dog comes back, the dog is bleeding. You have to take the dog to the hospital, get surgery. That's your fault. I don't have to pay that. Or
Okay.
like I said, for me, I feel like the owner should at least go half.
Well, you done talking?
Yeah.
Thank God this person had money set aside that was able to take this dog. Because if he didn't have the money and he's reaching out to the dog owner who's in a whole nother country and they are not responding, then what? What would happen to the dog?
You know, in any sense of the word, right? Or any way, if he wanted to charge, I mean, if he was expecting for them to pay the money, right? They could legally take it to court because the dog was in his care.
See, I don't know the ins and out of that.
So legally, they can take him to court because the dog was in his care and fight that situation. It was his fault. If he honestly tells it the way it was, and it was the judge is going to look at it, it was his fault. He allowed the dog off the leash. The dog should never be allowed off the leash. The only time you're going is in your yard. Let the dog out in the yard off the leash. If you're taking it somewhere else at 11 o'clock at night in the woods, walk the dog properly. I feel like that's just how it should be.
Hey man, like I said, if you're gonna charge me, if you're gonna make me pay that, shame on me. I take it. Shame on me. Just getting charged.
But is that me making you pay that? Like if I'm the owner, that's me making you pay that?
Absolutely, because
How?
I fronted that money. I paid for that dog to get checked out and stop the bleeding and all that. Absolutely, yeah.
The dog was in your care. You walked the dog carelessly.
Okay. Shame on me. So going forward, I'm gonna charge you X amount a week for shelter,
That should have been done,
that
though.
X amount of money. No, that's just me looking out.
That should have been done.
But you know, I'm a
But you
dummy.
would never look out for animal. No. If
Well,
I was to be like, yo, watch my dogs.
I can't watch a dog. There's physically no way. Amelia is like really deathly sick.
I'd be like, yo, watch my
Super
bird.
bad
If I
allergies.
had a bird, like, yo, watch my bird.
You cannot compare birds to a fucking
I'm
dog.
just saying. But if you watch my bird and you feed my bird something and it dies off of what you fed it,
If there's no
Whose fault is
allergies in my like if my kids don't have no allergies, I'll watch the damn bird. I have no problem.
now if my bird died and it was on your hands, like after you feeding it, I feel like that's different. I think whatever the case is, I gotta
death
fight
happens.
that one.
Death happens. You can't be like, oh, you fed him this and the bird died when you're. Yeah, I mean, death
And
can
you
come
care.
anytime.
But
Yeah.
now if your child
That's a bad
went and
one.
grabbed the bird out of the cage and strangled it,
But
whose
that's-
fault is that?
that's different.
Whose fault is that?
I should replace the bird. That's a liability. My kid went in there and strangled your bird. And yeah,
And
absolutely.
this person walked the dog off the leash and allowed it to get attacked,
He
That's
he
his
does
fault.
the same routine where he does every night.
which it shouldn't be happening.
Every night. It's a secluded park.
It shouldn't happen. I feel like you shouldn't carelessly walk an animal without knowing what's around.
Yeah, just want to give you guys an update. Our camera crashed on us, so we're just finishing it up. It was down for a few hours, so we got it up and running. So we're just gonna finish off the conversation that we were just having. So, I guess the closing thing, we kind of went at it. Not at it, but
It was a great debate
it was a great debate. We
need all you guys to comment on at the
Yeah.
end too.
I think it was good back and forth. I think we both made valid points. But hopefully more people are on my side. But not just messing around. Now, real quick though, I got one more thing. So talking about the blood, about the situation with the dog. So prior to us taking the dog to the hospital, the dog was gushing blood everywhere. It was like a bloodbath, and the blood was all over our clothes. It was all over our face. Like it literally looked like it was like a murder. Like we just came out like a murder scene, pretty much. And so we took the dog to the hospital, got the dog situated. When we came back, mind you, it's like probably close to 1 o'clock in the morning. We're both hungry, so we stop at Wawa, and we go in. Didn't even realize because me and him we're just talking. Didn't even realize that we still had blood all over us. We had blood all over our face. So as I go up to the counter to order my food, right? Anybody from Philly or in Philadelphia, Jersey area would know what Wawa is. To place your order, there's a gentleman next to me. Tattoos. He got tattoos all over his face, his body, got teardrops and stuff like that. So I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, not realizing I'm covered in blood. So I go up to order my food. He takes 3 steps back, just looks at me like I didn't realize. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And he did not take his hands out of his pocket. My man was scared for his life or something. He was ready.
That boy had his hands on the strap. He seen 2 bald white men coming to a Wawa in an urban area covered in blood.
Dude, we didn't even think about it. It was the funniest thing. Once we got back in the car, I start dying. And he's looking at me like, yo, why are you laughing? I'm like, bro, we just went in there with blood all over us and not one person said one thing to us. Either that's bad because it's probably people in Philly are so used to this, but not one person said one thing.
Nah, yeah, I'm saying something. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just me. I don't have a filter type, but I'm gonna say something. Everybody else is probably looking at you guys like, yo, we got to stay away from these dudes. They just killed somebody, buried them, and came in this motherfucker with blood covered all over them.
You would think, dude, I literally had a whole conversation with the cashier and the security guard. The security guard, out of all people, just busting it up, just talking. She ain't saying not one word.
Oh yeah. either they thought it was like paint. Was it like fresh blood? Like super fresh?
No. It wasn't fresh. Like it was.
So it was dry.
No, it was dry blood. You could definitely see it was everywhere, bro. It was like
but
all
you
over.
know, as soon as blood dries up, it becomes like a burgundy type of color. It gets a little darker, so they probably thought it was paint. That's what it has to be that, because if nobody said anything, I'm surprised no one from Wawa called the cops. to be like, yo, we got 2 light-skinned guys, both bald-headed.
One with a porn stash, the other one with a big beard.
Hey, yo, the porn stash is crazy. But 2 bald men in here covered in blood. I'm surprised nobody caught it. And you know that Wawa usually has a cop over there.
For the most part, yeah, but the cop was not there that night. It was just a security guard. That's it.
Yeah, that.
But it was a funny story, though, so I figured I wanted to share with you guys because it's funny when me and the guy locked eyes and he moved back. He was like, oh, saw me with all this blood on me. So I thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Nah, yeah, that shit. That's hilarious, bro. I don't even know how you guys didn't remember that you had blood all over y'all.
Honestly, we just both forgot. We were heading home. It was like a long night, bro. We were all hungry. We was in the hospital for a little bit. So fuck it, let's go to Wawa real quick. It's right here.
I need to know in the comments what would be you guys' initial reaction seeing 2 light-skinned guys, both bald-headed, one with a lumberjack beard and another one with a porn stash, covered in blood, walking into Wawa talking about they're hungry.
I love the emphasis on light skin.
I mean, because you have to put it that way. Because you have to put it that way. I'm not going to say what faction we think you're from,
right.
But
all good. But yeah, I would love to see the comments, man. Definitely comment on the video. Let us know.
Yeah, definitely comment on your reaction of if you've seen these guys come in covered in blood. What would you say and or do? And we need you guys to comment on the behalf of who's right and who's wrong about the dog situation. Definitely comment because we will eventually respond to the comments. So
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Do a little video with us comment. Talking
responding
about
to comments. Yeah. Absolutely. I would love to start with this one.
Yeah. Well, listen, on that note, I think we're done here.
Yeah, we're done, man. I appreciate you guys if you got to the end, listening and watching. Definitely let Ivan know that I won this debate. And like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all platforms. Thank you.
Yep. Take care, guys.
Half forward, half backwards, right? Half backwards. See the forehead. Gotta see the forehead. Without the forehead. Forward or backwards.
What's that? I like it forward.
That's because you don't want to see my forehead. Bitch. Damn, nigga.
Yeah, get you more in. I feel like you're too far to the left. It's got more me than you.
It's always that way. This is white power over the brown. Oh, is it recording?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hello.
What the fuck is this?
Because of some juice.
Damn. I'll be doing this a lot.
I feel it.
Sticks.
Huh?
Because I don't got no bliss sticks.
I got CarMax, but...
Nah, but you put your lips on there.
I don't put my lips on it. It's the little bolt thing you fucking...
But how often do you put your finger, you wash your hands?
All the time.
Alright, let me get some of that.
No, fuck you. I don't even want you to do it.
Fuck you, nigga.
You on your own, cuz.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if you brushed your teeth.
We from the city, where niggas just shooting no bullshit. You with the ops, you a target. One call cause you killed on some bullshit. Spin the block so many times you can curse it. Last words you heard was all shit. Keep it 100, no frost shit. You with your guys, get them all hit, You can't fuck with the city. Them killers is with me. My gang gon' go. You niggas is iffy. We in the mix. 8 clips, some niggas get with me. Shooting from deep like Murray. I'm giving you 50. Fuck a vest. We giving out wiggies. Closed casket. This shit wasn't pretty. We doing it big, but shit ain't no biggie. Fully in this bitch. I'm rapping my city. We from the city. Shit ain't too pretty. Banging like John Moran. We on our grizzly. These niggas is hating. We really get busy. Fuck 9 shots, got 30 for you. If you feelin' like 50. We from the city. Shit ain't too pretty. Banging like John Moran. We on our grizzly. These niggas is hating. We really get busy. Fuck 9 shots, got 30 for you. If you feelin' like 50. We from the city.